Today we are going to be talking about object permanence. Piaget divided childhood development into 4 stages. He explained the sensory motor stage from birth until age 2 as the time when infants experience the world through their senses and actions, and develop their perception of the world based on the consequences stemming from those actions. The pre-operational stage, from ages 2 to 7, is when children begin to represent the world around them with words and images, but without logical reasoning skills. The concrete operational stage, from age 7 to 11, is when older children begin to think logically about concrete events. Finally, Piaget explained that abstract reasoning is developed roughly after age 11, in the formal operational stage. This presentation will focus on an aspect of Piaget's sensory motor stage.
During the sensory motor stage, infants are learning about the world around them by examining the effects and consequences of their actions. Infants must construct the notion that reality exists apart from their experience of it. An important aspect of Piaget's sensory motor stage is object permanence. This involves constructing knowledge of an existing reality outside of one's own experience. Object permanence is the understanding that objects exist even when they are no longer visible.
Well, this is a bigger surprise than that time Peter vanished into thin air. Hey, Stewie, peekaboo! Yes, I see you, fat man. Where's Daddy? What? Where did you go? Oh, this is impossible. I can hear you, but I can't see. Well, he must really be gone. Peekaboo! Ah! How the hell did you do that? Look, I thought you disappeared. Otherwise, I wouldn't have picked mine. Oh, great, leave when I'm right in the middle of a sentence.
Peekaboo is one example of the first stage in developing object permanence. From roughly 4 to 8 months of age, infants tend to be in the out of sight, out of mind mentality. During this stage, infants will not search for a toy if it is covered by something else. Around 8 to 12 months, Piaget says infants have mastered the out of sight, out of mind dilemma, but still rely primarily on their perceptions and actions to know that an object exists. They often make the A not B error during this time.
10-month-old Simon is about to make a classic mistake, known as the A not B error. Although he watched us place the toy plane under the white cloth, he'll look for it where he last found it, not where he watched us hide it.
The likelihood of them making this error increases with lengthier delays between hiding and searching.
By 1 year, Piaget claims that infants have overcome the A not B error, but are now faced with another obstacle, invisible displacement. In this situation, a person covers a toy with their hands and hides them behind a pillow. They then remove their hands, leaving the object behind. The child will not understand that the toy is behind the pillow because they did not explicitly see it placed there. Around 18 months of age, Piaget claims that object permanence is finally mastered. An infant can mentally represent an invisible action and conceive of the object in its final location.
Piaget's theory, however, is not the only one. More recent studies suggest that infants develop object permanence much earlier than Piaget's stages lay out. In one study, infants as young as 2.5 months seemed surprised when a toy disappeared behind one screen and reappeared on the other side of a second screen without appearing between the two. In another study, shown here, infants as young as 3 months looked longer at a window in which they expected a toy to be moving by, compared to looking for a shorter time at a window where the toy would not be visible. It has been suggested that these discrepancies between Piaget's time frame and the more recent findings could be due to Piaget's distinction between looking behavior and reaching behavior, the latter of which being what Piaget would have based his time frame on.
To review, children must overcome the out of sight, out of mind dilemma, the A not B error, and invisible displacement in order to accomplish object permanence and progress through development. Object permanence is an important part of the sensory motor stage, and according to Piaget, fully develops around the age of 18 months, slightly before progressing into the pre-operational stage.